Now, the Scout Association's opening its first new brand for 35 years to support early years children in learning essential skills for life. That's following the pandemic. Squirrels will be aimed at 4 to 5-year-old children and will be open in more than 200 locations across the UK from today, with priority given to those communities most affected by the pandemic. We'll join existing younger group Beavers and Cubs, with Squirrel members given red uniforms and their own sets of badges.
Well, Matt Hyde is the CEO of the Scouts and joins us now from Hertfordshire. A very good morning to you. And when we say preparation for life, what sort of skills are Squirrels going to be good at?
Well, good morning. Well, really exciting day for the Scouts, as you say, as we launch this tailor-made programme for 4 and 5-year-olds, where they will be learning all sorts of skills, whether that be about creativity or teamworking or communication. And this is at a time when it really, really matters, those critical early years that lay the foundations for your future success. And as you say, that's why we are particularly focusing on not just that age group, but where that provision is going to be, which is those communities that have been most affected by the pandemic. And to make it a success, we need volunteers, supporters, donors to come forward, because we've definitely got the demand. We've got loads and loads of young people and that critical age group who want to step up and learn those skills for life.
Good morning to you, Matt. And it's been a long time, hasn't it? This coming 35 years. Why is that?
Well, it's, as you say, it's 35 years since we launched Beaver Scouts. So for 6 to 8-year-olds, we launched that in 1986. And for the last 4 years now, we've been undertaking pilots to explore this age group of 4 to 5 and whether scouting would work at that age. And what we found is incredible results from these 44 pilots that were all in areas of deprivation. We found that actually we've recruited totally new sets of volunteers from different communities. So 58% of the volunteers who stepped up were totally new to scouting. And we also saw the incredible impact of this programme as well. So we undertook evaluation. It was the Centre for Research into Early Childhood. And they found that this has a positive and sometimes transformational impact on those young people's lives. And we wanted to really test it and learn as we developed it. And now we're good to go. And it's a really exciting moment.
And Matt, let's just talk about 4-year-olds, because we're talking about youngsters who, for a third of their life, they've been in lockdown.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a critical age group in any normal times. But in a post-pandemic environment, as you say, a third of their life in a pandemic, and much of that in lockdown. And the impact of that is, of course, meant that some of their skills have not progressed as they might have done in normal times, because they've not had the importance of that connection. And what this programme does is it combines the best of scouting, being outdoors, learning by doing, with the best practice of early years education. So play, routine and storytelling. And those are the essential foundations that help develop those skills. So, this is our commitment to young people, to families and to communities as we come out of the pandemic, so that we can make a massive difference to those young people's lives.
And Matt, let me just ask you, are the Scouts still, are you seeing people still wanting to be part of it, the Scouts and you hope the Squirrels? Is it still popular? Because it's a lovely traditional sort of club, isn't it, shall we call it?
Well, thank you for letting me correct that, because actually sometimes a lot of people think that it's not been as successful as it used to be. Actually, before the pandemic, we had 14 consecutive years of growth. We added on about 200,000 members over 10 years. So there's incredible demand. And indeed, there's 70,000 young people on our waiting list. And that's why we've continued to put the call out there for new volunteers, but actually to get the message across that volunteering is great fun and it's good for you. It's good for your health. It's good for your CV, and it's good for your skills. So what we're encouraging people is to say, step up. It's interesting, 4.6 million people volunteered for the first time during the pandemic, and 12.4 people in total. And what we're saying is, actually, if you've got the bug and you've learned over the last year that you want more to your life, and that's about giving back. This is a great way of doing that. That could be at Squirrels, that could be at any age of Scouts, because you'll make a massive difference to those young people's lives, and you'll get a lot from it yourself. And it's good fun. And I say that as a Scout leader myself.